Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on issue of very important, that is affordability, quality education. I start with the good news coming, that is about people's victory. The Prime Minister, arrogant Prime Minister Modi, has announced publicly that they have decided to withdraw all the three black farm laws. It is a great victory, and we should learn from this Kisan Mazdoor movement. And the great learning is that without mass struggles, we cannot achieve things which are required to be there. Our constitution goals are establishment of egalitarian society, a just society, and it also talks of equality, it talks of right to education, it talks of right to health, right to livelihood, it talks of living wage. People are not even getting minimum wage, but to talk of living wage, but it talks of. So these are our constitutional goals, and I think these can only be achieved through mass struggles. That is important thing for us to learn from this ongoing movement. And I think this movement will not be finished with the just announcing by the Prime Minister about withdrawal of the farm laws. It will go a long way, because these labor codes, four labor codes, which has come up through parliament law, they are all anti-labor. So that has also to be repealed, and there may be more and more things coming thereafter. Country and particularly youths have learned a lot from a very long movement of the Kisan Mazdoor, and they have fought, and we all know that about 600 to 700 people have died during this movement. Education and health are very important. Affordability, I want to say that a country which has more than 80% people near poverty line, we should not expect from them that they will pay anything, either for health or for education. So I am very clear in my mind that, like Cuba, where education and health at all level are free to all people, and it is a quality education in the world today. Similarly, in our country, education and health at all level and to all people must be quality and free. Only then I think that something can be done here. Otherwise, all things will go in the way it is going on, except assurances, promises, etc. Nothing is being done. And we all know that during pandemic, how many people have died because there was a flopped health system in the country. Had there been a robust public health system, so many people might not have died. We could have saved lives of so many people. And still, unfortunate part is that still things are going in the same way. People have learned, but I don't think governments have learned from the pandemic. From the pandemic itself, I think we should learn. Learning is one, that we cannot depend upon private health or private education system. We must have robust both education and health system in the country. Public health system. I am talking of public health system. I again say that near about 80% of population is living near below poverty line. And thousands of people, poor people, patient die every day for want of treatment. They don't have money even to travel from home to hospitals. Such a situation is very alarming. If we talk about national education policy, it also talks of encouraging privatization in both education and health. Education, particularly because it is an education policy. Though we need public education system, how we will achieve? Private schools, we all know what is our experience of the last 20-25 years, that they are minting monies, robbing common people in the name of quality education. And this happened because deliberate deterioration of the government schools, means public education system, and people were forced, those who could afford money, they withdrew their children from government schools and put it in the private schools. Now what has happened in the this pandemic period, when people were not having fees, crying people, and ultimately the latest report of some NGO clearly says that how many percentage of children have been shifted from private schools to the government schools. Now I will tell you and share with you, day before yesterday, I was in a Haryana, district Nuh, and have visited at least 5 to 6 government schools, senior secondary school as well as primary schools. Dismal conditions, children sitting on the floor, even that sitting on the torn tat patti, broken rooms, dangerous classrooms, toilet block in a shabby position, no drinking water, even certain schools don't have even boundary walls. This is a situation, and I will tell you that in the last 3-4 years, I have visited around I think 30-35 schools, government schools in the state of Haryana in around 10 districts, and I found hundreds of children studying in dangerous classrooms, dangerous building, which have been officially declared last 7-8 years, and the government has not demolished that building nor has constructed new building, and things are going on. There is a shortage of teachers like anything. Day before yesterday, in a school, there were 45 sanctioned posts, but only 12 teachers were there. In a 12 class, science class, the chemistry teacher was not there, physics teacher was not there, maths teacher was not there. Now, interestingly, I was able to find out several students who have recently shifted from private school to the government schools, and I have talked to them. I talked to them that why you have shifted. They say we were not able to afford the fees. I asked them how are you feeling here? They say, well, we are feeling here. But at the same time, they are raising issues of non-availability of teachers. Non-availability of teachers, which is a very serious concern. So my submission is, you see, that if the governments don't take necessary steps to improve or to reform the government school systems, I have no doubt about that these children who have come in a particular circumstance when their parents were not able to pay fees to the private school, they will go back. And we all know that before pandemic, every year enrollment in government schools was going down, barring, you say, Kerala, that is the only, I think, exception case where enrollment has increased during pandemic. But what I want to say is that government must take steps to improve the schools. So ultimately my submission is, and my suggestion is, that government has to be awakened. They have to work hard. They have to work on a war footing, because we all know that crores of children are already out of schools, and this pandemic has added to their strength. So we need all children to be in school. When children who are already in school and government is not in a position to retain them, then how we can expect that children who are out of school will be in the school? And I personally feel that I do not see any enthusiasm in almost all governments to bring every child in the school. We all know disabled children, they are in number nearly 2 crores in the country, and almost all are out of school. And pandemic has in fact doubly punished them. So this is a situation where I want to conclude by saying that this affordability will not work. We have to have robust public education and health system, and all have to be provided the quality education as well as the quality health. Only then I think something can be done. Otherwise, things are going on and going down, I think, every year. Thank you very much.